Today, we're going to be discussing how to program your Yaesu FT-5D radio with the RT Systems software designed for this particular radio. Stick around. Yes, I'm outside of the shack right now. I'm kind of relaxing on my couch in the living room, watching a little TV and programming my new Yaesu FT-5D radio. Now, you can program this radio straight from the front of the radio itself, but that is a little bit tedious, and I prefer to go ahead and use software if I can. I don't mind programming on the fly if I need to, but for more reliable programming, again, I choose the software. Now, I've chosen the RT System software because I have it for other radios such as my Kenwood radios and my ICOM radios. So I know RT software puts out a good product. And unfortunately, when Yaesu came out with this radio, they didn't have software of their own. So I chose to get, or I had really no other option, but to get the RT System software for the Yaesu FT-5DR radio. So let's go ahead and explore the different ways that we can use this software to program your new Yaesu FT-5DR radio. What I recommend before doing your software for your radio itself is to go ahead and get a complete list of all of your repeaters that you're going to be putting into your radio itself. And I found the best way to do that is with the website repeaterbook.com. It's a site that you can go and you register for an account. It's free. There's no cost involved. So you register for an account and then you can go on to this is their main page. Go on to the side. We're in North America. I'm in North America, so I'll be using North American repeaters, but you can use repeaters from all over the country, all over the world. So in this case, I'm going to locate on the left side North American repeaters. And I'm going to go ahead and select that and let it load. This comes up to this screen here. And what I'm going to do is locate Florida, the state I'm in. Click Florida. And on this page, you'll see the list of all the different bands, all the different features, and all the different counties here in the state of Florida. Now, of course, your area will differ. And it's also showing that there are 1,300 repeaters in the Florida database, at least as of this recording. Now, I want to go ahead and export this whole file. I can export different by bands or by features or whatever, but I want to go ahead and get them all. I want to get all 1,003 repeaters downloaded so I can put it in the spreadsheet. So I'm going to go ahead under band and choose all and close out that ad. Thank you very much. And then I will go to export. Now if you go and click export, you see on Repeaterbook they've got all these different options right here. Some are great, some of them are fine, some of them I've never used, but I always resort to the CSV, the comma separated value, which is most commonly used for spreadsheets such as Excel, and that's what I'll be using as Excel. So I'm just going to go ahead and click CSV. It'll say, sure, I'm not going to use this for any illegal purpose. Agree to that. And right down here it's downloaded. So let's go ahead and open up this file. Okay, I have a list of every single 1,003 repeaters in the state of Florida here, ranging from all different bands, as you can see here, and all different modes from D star, FM, System Fusion. They're all here. They're all here and ready for my disposal. Now, one reason I like using a spreadsheet format is the fact that I can filter out the information I need and go from thousands of records down to 100 records per se. So this is one thing I've done, and I did it in the past, and let me show you exactly what I've done with my information I received from Repeaterbook. On this spreadsheet here, I have all the repeaters, all 1,003 repeaters in Florida listed. Now I want to narrow this down for counties. I want to get my county and my two neighboring counties of Santa Rosa and Okaloosa County. So what I've done is created 3 different tabs, one for Escambia, Santa Rosa, and Okaloosa. Of course, this is what I'm doing, but you can do yours any way you want. Using the filter function in this spreadsheet, I've narrowed it down, cut and pasted into these different tabs. Escambia County, all the known repeaters, and again, the same with Santa Rosa and Okaloosa. And as you can see, as far as the mode goes, it takes all of the repeaters into consideration. All D-Stars, Yaesu System Fusions, DMR, and FM analog. So, and also DMR. I did say DMR. Okay. With that being said, let me go ahead and show you how I use this spreadsheet to my benefit to go ahead and narrow it down even further. I'm going just to get System Fusion and analog. And once I narrow down the records even more, I'll show you how I input them into the RT Systems software itself. Okay, let's go ahead and open up our RT Systems software. Let the program load. Now, as you can see on this screen here, I already have a database with frequencies. That's all, because I've done this before. But we're just going to go ahead and close this one out. Open up a new page. And this is going to give us a blank worksheet minus the P1 frequency, which is included in every single software here. And I'm just going to go ahead and just leave that in there. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm just showing you how to go ahead and use this software to get your frequencies loaded. Now, one way you can use this software is to manually input your frequencies. And I'm just going to put a couple of them in here just to let you know. I'll give you an example of how to do it. It's really not that hard. Like I said, I've programmed this radio a couple of times with, maybe 15, 20 channels, doing it manually like this before I actually got the software, the cable for the software. It's a little tedious, but after you do 3 or 4 of them, you get kind of used to what you have to do and where you're maneuvering around on the screen gets a lot easier. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and put in 2 frequencies just to show you how easy it is from the software itself. And these are 2 of my local repeaters here. 146.76, hit tab. Here's where the magic happens. It automatically populates the transmit frequency, offset direction, operating mode. It also goes down and automatically gives you transmit power of 5 watts, the highest power on the FT-5D radio. What it doesn't fill in is the name of the repeater, or where you want to rename it, nor the tone mode or whatever setting you need for the CTC, STCS, etc. But that's, doing this part right here with the transmit, offset, and everything, that's pretty handy right there. And it even has the direction already pre-selected. Now, occasionally you might get something that's a little bit wrong, so you can go down to these drop-down menus and correct it accordingly. But everything so far, when I've used this software, it's been spot on, perfect. So let's go ahead and do another frequency here. Again, everything else is populated but the name and the tone mode. Let's go ahead and put these in. I'm just going to put them in as Pensacola. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and set the tone mode. And both of these are set to tone, so we'll start with the bottom one here to set tone. And it's already defaulted to 100, which is the tone frequency for this particular repeater here. And this one too is defaulted as well. But doing the drop down, if it was a different tone frequency, it gives you all these different tone frequencies to choose from. And also when you get into tone mode, you have your tone, tone squelch, DCS, etc. all down here that you can choose from. Well, that's how you can go ahead and do this manually, channel by channel in this software. So let's go ahead and see how easy it is to go ahead and upload or import, that is, from a spreadsheet. Okay, I've gone ahead and opened up a brand new page in the RT software just to give me a clean slate here. And what we're going to do first is we're going to export this page right here onto our desktop. I choose the desktop because it's just easier to work with. So go to File, and Export. It's already set to desktop since I already had it set here. And the name I'm going to just use is FT5. And I'm going to make sure that the Save As type is CSV. And I'm going to go ahead and save it. Okay. Let's go back to our desktop. And there it is right here. I'm going to go ahead and launch it. Okay, and as you can see, all of the channel names, the channels up here, the column names, they are all the same as what's here. So that's what is going to help us out. And let's go ahead and get our frequencies imported into this spreadsheet, and then we'll upload it into the software itself, the software program itself. Now I'm in the spreadsheet that will be uploaded to the radio eventually, but I need to transfer that information from one spreadsheet into this spreadsheet. And the other spreadsheet that I'm working with, which will be the one that I've tweaked here, I've got them all set up for analog and system fusion alone for all three counties I'm going to deal with. I'm only going to be uploading certain information into that other spreadsheet. I'm only going to be uploading the output frequency, which is the receive frequency, the name, and I'm going to take note of the tone uplink and downlink tones plus the tone mode itself. So to give you an example, I start with Escambia County, where I live. I'll just copy that, go to my software the spreadsheet going to the radio, paste that in, and then going back to the original, I'm going to copy the name, and I'm going to put the name in here. Now what I need to do is I need to go ahead and make sure I've got it set to tone. Since all these are FM, they're all going to be tone. They're not going to be, well, there'll be a couple of DCS, I'm sorry. But I need to make sure that the tone mode is correct, either to tone or DCS. And then I need to find out, make sure that CTCSS is set to the correct number. So let me go ahead and do that. And I'll be back as soon as I get through here. And I'll show you what I have. Okay, I have gotten all my information that I need out of the main spreadsheet and put it into the spreadsheet that I'm going to upload into the RT software itself. And as you can see, I just chose only certain bits of information like the receive frequency, operating mode, name, tone mode, and the CTS or DCS information. So let's go ahead and upload it into the RT software now. Okay, I'm in the RT software, programming software here. We're going to import this information from that spreadsheet into here. I'm doing this for a reason. I'm intentionally going to get an error message here. Now, I want you to see it because I know it'll probably catch several of you. It caught me a couple of times. So we just want to go ahead and go to File, Import. Okay, here's my file, FT5 right here. And I'm going to go ahead and click open. Now I should come up with an error message. And here's the error message. And it caught me a couple of times until I figured out what it was. And what it is that you have to actually close the spreadsheet down. Once it's closed down, let's go back and try this again. File, Import, FT5 here, Open. Okay. Now you have a few more things to do. You have 4 more steps to take. Right here, you're told to select the rows from the beginning of the list that you want to skip on import. So, in other words, if you have several records in here, let's say you had eight fields already filled in, and you want to go ahead and add more to it, you can go ahead and skip down to the 9th field by doing this. That way you don't overwrite what you already have in here. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and take out I'm going to go ahead and overwrite the 145 here. And I don't need to have the channel, or this top part, the column information. So I'm just going to go ahead and take out the column information. That is skipped by 1 row. So that means everything's going to be starting, since that is considered a row, that's going to start right here. And that will overwrite what I've got. Click Next. And this is just give you some idea of the settings here. Just go ahead and accept the defaults. Click Next. Now on this field, these are your columns here where it says ignore. All those ignored. That means that on the import, that nothing will be placed into those columns. Either they'll autofill, or if there's something in them, they just be totally ignored. So what I need to do, since I do want to go ahead and have the receive frequency populated with this information, click Ignore, column 2, it says right here, and click on Receive Frequency. Okay, go over here, column 6, which is the operating mode. Just make sure you choose operating mode. Okay, this is going to be the name right here. Choose name. Now, for some reason, the software automatically selects tone mode, so we're going to leave that there. Whoops. Put it back to tone mode. My bad. I got to find it. There it is. Okay, now here is the CTCSS and the DCS information that needs to be populated. So this is CTCSS. Click that one. And this one right here is going to be the DCS information. Okay, once that is accomplished, and you can do this throughout all the fields that you're actually going to upload, but in this case I'm just doing the frequencies. Click Next. Gives you a brief synopsis of what's going on, how many available channels there are. Total channels 900, channels selected, and right here it will overwrite if you have that checked. You can go around and experiment with these in different pages, just kind of get the feel of it. Go ahead and click Finish. And there we go. All that information has been successfully uploaded into the spreadsheet here in the RT software. So our next step is to go ahead and upload this to the radio itself. Okay, we are now ready to go ahead and upload our information to our radio itself. And in order to do this, in order to import this information into the radio and export it from here, you have to start with having your radio turned off. So go ahead and make sure your radio is turned off. Then click on Communications, and then Send Data to Radio. And you'll come up with this screen right here, giving you the 6 things that's required. First off, to make sure the cable's plugged in, which it is. And then you've got to make sure, with the radio off, you've got to go ahead and press the F button, the F menu button, while you turn the radio on. That'll set the radio into clone mode, and then from there you have to press the receive, and then wait until the radio goes into the wait mode. Once it's in the wait mode, go ahead and click this OK button down here, and you're good to go. So let's go ahead and turn the radio on by doing the F menu, and there you go. You're in the clone mode here. Okay. Go ahead and press receive on the screen. It goes into the wait mode. Now let's go ahead and click OK. And now it's sending the data to the radio. And this process does take a few minutes, so I'm going to speed up the process by fast forwarding it somewhat. Okay, our import is complete into the radio. It does change your, it actually deletes your call sign, but you have seen in a previous video how to enter your call sign from the main menu screen or the menu screen, so that's not a hard problem to fix. You can just go ahead and re-enter the call sign and you're good to go. So that's basically all you need to do to get your software loaded into your new Yaesu FT-5D radio using the RT software program itself. And basically you can go in and do almost anything you want. You can set up different programs With the RT systems, you can have different pages. You can set up different counties. However you want to mix and match or merge your information to your radio, it can be done through this software. Well, using the software, the RT system software, has proven to be a simple way to upload your information to your radios. And RT Systems makes software for all types of radios. And so I've got it for my Kenwood radios as well as my ICOM radios. And now I've got it for the Yaesu. The only ones I don't use it for are my Anytone radios, but they have code plugs of their own and they work just fine as well. So, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. I take a little time sometimes to answer them because of my schedule, but I will answer all questions. And if you thought this video helped you out at all, gave you any good information, give it a thumbs up, and if you can, subscribe to my channel and ring that bell to be notified of future videos. Until next time, this is Steve, K4SRF, and I'll catch you on the air.